What's up, family? Man, I bless each and every one of you. May God continue to guide you, keep you, comfort you, and aid you in your growth and development, as well as the healing stage of your life. Family, man, I look tired because I am tired. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. It's about 2:30 Saturday morning. Well, no, 2:30 Sunday morning. God has me up making this video. Man, what goes around comes around. What goes around comes around. Man, family, we have to grow up. We have to grow up emotionally. We have to grow up spiritually. You know, so often when we think about, man, when people have done us wrong, we think about karma and we think about you reap what you sown and there's all this other stuff that we talk about when it comes to other people. But when it comes to us, we don't really want to talk about that. When it comes to us, we don't really want to talk about karma. When it comes to us, we don't want to talk about what goes around comes around. You reap what you've sown. Man, this is going to get deep. This is going to get deep. And I've talked about this in videos in the past, a while back. But, man, we got to talk about this, okay? Because we have to grow up emotionally. We got to stop acting like victims. And so many of us, we have a victim mentality and we don't even know it. Okay? Because we've been a victim our whole fucking life. This is going to piss some of you off. And man, it is what it is. We got to grow up emotionally. Okay? God help me. I was talking to somebody earlier today and I was having this conversation with them. And just telling them some of the things that I experienced in life. You know, some of the traumatic things that I went through in life. And they was like, man, I feel sorry, and, you know, just all apologizing. And like, stop. Don't apologize to me for what I've gone through. It wasn't your fault what I experienced. Stay with me. I promise you we're going somewhere, and this is going to get deep. And I was sharing with them how that at the age of 2, I saw my father murder my mom, stabbing her 49 times. Shared with them how that at the age of 6, I was sexually molested by a couple of the guys in church on 2 different occasions. And they were like, oh man, that's crazy and I'm sorry. And it's like, no, I'm good. I promise you I'm good. But I wasn't always like this. What I'm saying is I grew up and I was so angry and so just hateful towards God and just everybody else. I didn't give a fuck about religion and Christians because of the things that I've experienced as a young man. And so I grew up so mad and everybody told me I was damned to hell and just all this other foolishness. And so I'm sitting there one day and I'm just talking to God and the tears are coming down and I'm so angry and just hateful towards God because my life had been fucked up from the gate. Okay? And I know it's hard for people to comprehend that or to understand, you know, the pain of losing your mother at the age of 2. Of witnessing your mother screaming and crying and agonizing pain, and there's not a damn thing you can do to stop it. There's not a damn thing you can do to take that pain away. There's not a damn thing you can do to stop your daddy from losing his fucking mind and doing this. There's not a damn thing you could do as a 6-year-old kid to stop some grown people from molesting you. And so I'm sitting there and I'm angry and I'm broken and confused and just crying and talking to God. Why the fuck did you let me go through this? Why the fuck did I have to do this? And what the fuck is so wrong with me that you made me have to go through this? Why am I the one having to deal with growing up without my mother? Why did I have to grow up and deal with the pain and the trauma of being molested? As a shit, what did I do as a baby to deserve this? What what did I do as a young boy to deserve being molested? And so I'm broken and I'm confused and I'm crying. What the fuck is going on? Oh, God help me. And what God had to show me fucked me up. What God showed me, he got, Elijah, you're not a victim. Elijah, you reap what you sow. Elijah, you've gone through so many things in life that you've forgotten about. Elijah, every single one of you have gone through shit in life that you totally forgot about. Just because you forgot about it don't mean that it didn't happen. Just because you forgot about it don't mean it didn't happen to you. Stay with me, I'm going somewhere. And so I'm like, God, what are you saying? I remember being molested. I remember my daddy doing that to my mama. Man, I've seen the police reports, man, and how I was covered in blood and the whoa. I've seen this, God. And what God had shown me is, Elijah, you reap what you sow. But I'm like, what the fuck did I do? I couldn't do anything as a 2-year-old to deserve that. What the fuck are you talking about, God? And God was telling me, Elijah, you may not understand this. And most of you as humans don't understand this. Because you don't ever want to see yourself as a bad guy. You don't ever want to see yourself as having the potential to cause pain and trauma and suffering to somebody else. Because of what you know and how you live your life now, you can never do that to anybody else. In the life that you live now, you can never cause that pain and that trauma to somebody else. Because of what you know. Because of how you are now. Elijah, you wasn't always like this. See, Elijah, what you got to understand, and what you as humans don't understand, the great majority, especially those of you that grew up in Western thinking, up under that Western religion bullshit, is that reincarnation is real. And in a previous life, you caused this pain to somebody else. You murdered somebody else's mama. You molested somebody else in a previous life. And this is why in this life you've had to go through the motherfucking hell you did. Why? So you can understand the pain and the devastation that you've inflicted on others. But you don't want to talk about that. You don't want to own that shit. You don't want to accept the fact that you could have done that in a previous time. You don't want to understand and fathom the fact that you did this exact same shit. There are no fucking victims. Every one of you that's gone through some devastating shit, you've done that shit to somebody else. You may not remember it, but you've done that. I don't give a fuck what you've gone through. You reap what you motherfucking sow. What goes around comes around. And that's a hard pill to swallow. Especially for those of us that have been sexually molested. Or for those of us that have been violated sexually. For those of us that have been beaten down and abused and just dogged the fuck out. It's easy to sit back and look at that man, your ex, he's so fucking abusive and he was so rude and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, he was all of that. Why? To show you how your ass was. He was all of that to show you how ignorant and how lost and confused you were. Why? So you can understand the pain and the trauma that you've inflicted on somebody else in the past. He abandoned you. He rejected you. He did all this crazy shit. Why? To mirror to you the pain and the suffering that you inflicted on somebody else. So you'll grow the fuck up and understand that I can't keep doing this. I can't do this. Why? Because I know the fucking pain. I know the brokenness. I know how it crushed my fucking spirit. I know how it made me want to lose my fucking mind. I know how it made me just go fucking crazy when they did woo doo doo and yada da da da. Because I've experienced it. I've walked in those fucking footsteps. And because I personally have experienced it, I know the fucking pain associated with it. Because I had been molested. See, what the guys didn't know that molested me, the domino effect from that. So I grew up sleeping with all these different women. Why? Trying to prove that I wasn't gay. So I'm sleeping with every woman I can to prove that I'm not gay. And what God said, Elijah, you're not gay. You were just damaged. You were traumatized. You were fucked up as a kid. You went through some shit. And the domino effect of what you've gone through is why you're acting out the way you're doing. That's why you're doing what you're doing. Oh, God help me. Why? So that you can have first-hand experience of the repercussions of what people have gone through. Because there's some shit you've done in a previous life. Nah, you didn't do none of that shit in this life. But the only way for you to understand the pain and the hell and the damage that you caused others is that, okay, this is how you want to live. This is what you want to do. All right. I don't want you doing this, but if this is what you want to do, this is how you're going to act. All right. You reap what you motherfucking sow. You may think you're getting away with it in this motherfucking life, but I promise you, you're going to bring your ass right back to this motherfucking planet, and you're going to go through the same fucking hell and the pain and the trauma that you've inflicted on others. Because you reap what you motherfucking sow. It's a universal law. You can't outdo it. You can't undo it. You can quote all the fucking scriptures you want. You can't negate that principle. What you sow, that shall you reap. See, in America and Western thinking, we got this fucked up religious belief. Well, I'm not going to go through that. I'm just going to ask God to forgive me, and I'm going to go to heaven and be in heaven for the rest of my life. And the bullshit. You can believe that shit all you fucking want to. It's bullshit. You're going to bring your monkey ass right back to this motherfucking planet, and you're going to go through some fucking hell. All the hell that you've inflicted on others. All the drama and the chaos and the bullshit that you've inflicted on others. You're going to experience that shit first fucking hand. Why? Because you're going to grow the fuck up. Whether you want to or not, you're going to grow the fuck up. You're going to deal with the pain and the trauma that you've inflicted on others. We got to grow the fuck up emotionally. So, when we talk about karma, when we talk about people reaping what they've sown, we always want to talk about it from a victim mentality of what people have done to us. I didn't deserve that man breaking my heart. I didn't deserve that woman getting me locked up. I didn't deserve them people beating on me. I didn't deserve those people raping me. I didn't deserve those people lying on me on my job and making me lose my job. I didn't deserve to get evicted. We got this fucking victim mentality. Woe is me. Life's not fair and everybody's just doing me wrong because you've done motherfuckers wrong. We got to grow the fuck up. And I promise you, until you come to this motherfucking understanding, you're going to keep going through that bullshit over and over and over and over until you get to a place of emotional maturity and you sit the fuck down, shut the fuck up, stop being a fucking victim and own up to your motherfucking bullshit. And understand, man, I don't know what I've done. Man, I will never do it again. I don't know the pain and the trauma that I've inflicted on others. I won't do it again. I don't know the hell that I've caused others. I won't do it again. We've got to grow the fuck up emotionally. We got to stop acting like fucking crybabies and fucking victims. Ain't a motherfucker walking this planet a victim. I don't give a fuck what you've gone through. I don't give a damn what you've experienced. Ain't not near one of us a fucking victim. There are no fucking coincidences. There are no fucking accidents. Everything is divine timing. Everything is divine purpose. You just don't understand it. You don't see it as that. So you think it was just an accident that some drunk driver hit you and hurt you and da-da-da-da. You think it's an accident. You think it's just coincidence. You just happen to be at the wrong place at the wrong time and those people jumped you and those people beat the shit out of you. And those people violated you. And it was just, I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Nah, it's divine timing, divine purpose. You was right where you were supposed to be. Why? So you could go through the bullshit you went through. Why? Because you've done it to somebody else. Just because you don't remember it don't mean it didn't happen. See, a lot of times we go through some traumatic shit. A lot of times we forget some shit. We forget everything that's happened to us. We forget everything we've experienced. Just because you forget it don't mean it ain't happened. A lot of times we go through such traumatic, we block shit out psychologically because we ain't mature enough to handle it at that time. I blocked out the fact that my father murdered my mama because I wasn't ready to handle that at that time. I blacked out the fact that I've been molested as 6-year-old kids because I wasn't emotionally mature enough to handle that at that time. And so this is why we get triggered. Because shit that we've suppressed, shit that we blacked out, shit that we blocked out. Because we didn't have the emotional capacity to handle that in a healthy way. And so God, source, universe allows somebody to come into our life to trigger us, to do something to us, to make us remember the shit that we've been suppressing, the shit that we've forgotten about, the shit we didn't want to deal with. Man, we got to grow up. We got to grow up. It is what it is. You are not a victim. At all. At all. Man, I hope and pray that I said something to encourage you, to inspire you, to even challenge your way of thinking. We have to grow up emotionally, family. We got to stop playing games. I love you guys. I thank you for rocking out with me. Happy healing. Peace.